How did Jesus appear? Though Jesus is frequently shown as a fair-skinned guy with long hair and a beard, the true visage of the Son of God was most likely substantially different. The Bible speaks little about Jesus Christ's physical characteristics. Artists did not produce images of the Son of God for decades after his death, most likely owing to worries about idolatry. So, how did Jesus appear? The famous portrayals of Jesus do not resemble a normal first-century Jewish male in the southern empire of Judea. While there is no convincing proof of what Jesus' true face looked like, he most likely did not resemble the paintings that hang in most Western churches today. Throughout history, Western painters have shown Jesus as a pale-skinned guy with long, brown hair and a beard. The depiction of Jesus has evolved significantly over the years. The painters who created the first paintings of Christ sought to convey his status as a savior, so they simply fashioned him after popular styles at the time. Christian painters all around the world gradually began to portray Jesus in their own image, as shown in paintings dating after the year 400. In Ethiopia, Jesus was shown with African characteristics, but Indian Christians portrayed Jesus with South Asian features. Meanwhile, European painters carried on the practice, depicting Christ as a fair-skinned guy with European features. Researchers now have a clearer understanding of what Jesus looked like because to advances in forensic anthropology. Richard Neve, a British forensic facial reconstruction expert, utilized contemporary science in 2001 to reproduce the visage of a first-century Judean man like Jesus. Using an Israeli skull from the 1st century, Neve and his colleagues employed computer programs, clay, and their understanding of historical Jewish and Middle Eastern traits to build a face that may have belonged to a neighbor of Jesus, or possibly Jesus himself. The forensic recreation bears little resemblance to the Jesus of European art. It instead depicts a man with tanned, olive-toned skin. He has brown wavy hair that is trimmed tight to his skull and a short beard. What did Jesus look like? A historical examination of Christ's appearance was released in 2018 by Joan Taylor, a professor of early Christianity and Second Temple Judaism at King's College London. Taylor argues that Jesus was roughly 5 feet 5 inches tall based on scriptural and archaeological evidence, which is the normal height observed in male bones from the same period and region. The real Jesus, like many others in Judea and Egypt, had black hair, tanned complexion, and brown eyes. Surprisingly, historical documents from the time of Jesus state that Egyptians could not visibly distinguish Jews. That clearly suggests that most Jewish males, including Jesus, did not appear all that different from Egyptians and Levantine men at the period. We will almost certainly never know what Jesus looked like. However, current reconstructions based on forensic anthropology, archaeology, and historical sources are likely to be considerably more accurate than creative conceptions.